When I moved to Berlin, it was to start a new company. And when I came here, I had the greatest intentions. One of them was to document everything.
Document versus create.
But I soon realized that for me to be able to do that, I needed a lot of money, which I did not have.
Yo, I'm broke.
So the way I tried to remedy that problem was to just Google and learn as much as I could about how to create content. I wanted to have great social media content so that I could bring awareness to what I was doing, and I just wanted to have like sort of a vlog and a documentary about what I was going to do with my business. And like I said, I didn't have the money to do that, so I had to learn how to do it by myself.
I need more money, Steve. Billy, I need more money.
Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Steve Austin, aka the Pocket Videographer. I wanted to put a little video together to hopefully help you, give you a little push into making videos for your socials. Hopefully this video is a little bit inspiring, gives you good insight and a good idea of where you're supposed to be going with this. One little thing I have to say is that after these type of videos, I usually host a live Q&A on Zoom. So if you would like to join these Q&As, they're only for the people that are in my mailing list. So there's a link in the description that you can just click on and subscribe to it, and I will send you all the information. You can also send in your questions in advance. Some of them I might even put into my script, and others I probably would just cover within the Q&A. So yeah, if you would like to join that, the link in the description is where you need to be. Click, fill in your information, and you get everything into your mailbox. So if you're still here at this point, I can safely assume that you are ready to start making content. So I'm going to split this video in three major parts. The first one will talk a little bit about preparation, what you need to do to be ready to film. Then the second part is the filming itself, some elements of that you need to be aware of. And then I'm gonna touch on to distribution a little bit at the end. So you've been waiting way too long, so let's get into it. If you would Google marketing for dummies, in the first few articles that you will come across, they would all talk about knowing your audience. Who are you making videos for? And there's a lot of things that you can find online. I'm not going to go into depth in here, but so let's assume that you know who your audience is. The next question you might ask yourself is, where do they hang out? In real life, let's say for example, a fitness center would like to open a new fitness, and what they would do is they would do some market research and they would figure out where the people are concentrated. They're not going to open up a fitness center in an industrial area because there's no people living there, so they're going to do it in a more densely populated place. The same thing is true online. You have to, in a way, figure out where your audience is going to hang out, in which platforms they're going to be using. And then once you know on which platform they are, you also have to kind of learn a little bit about that platform in and on itself. They might be hanging out on YouTube, which is a search engine, so they might be looking for your content, but maybe not. Maybe they are on TikTok, or they maybe are easy to find on LinkedIn. It really depends on your audience, and all of these platforms have different rules. So for example, TikTok videos are vertical, not horizontal. You cannot make horizontal videos for that platform. Nobody's going to want to see it. Or on LinkedIn, you're not going to post pictures of your cat, even if it's business related. You want this to be very business oriented because they don't like too much personal stuff. They don't like memes and stuff like that, while on other platforms that could actually work. one of the biggest mistakes that I was making in the very beginning is I thought I could bring out a solid piece of content every day, and that just did not work out at all. I think you should have achievable goals. So in the very beginning, you're still going to have to learn. So don't try to make a video every day. Try to spread it out a little bit, learn, experiment with it. That will definitely help you for the future. And also, we're going to try to avoid being disappointed in ourselves, because that leads to often not doing anything anymore and just giving up. Now, I could go on forever about preparations because there's so many things that you can learn about it. And if you would like to know a little bit more about this, or you would like to have specific videos around this, just let me know in the comments and I will make one probably in the future. I think it's an interesting topic in and on itself, and we don't talk about it that much online, I feel. Not enough, at least. In another video, I talked about gear, at least the stuff that I use to film on a regular basis. I do have a big DSLR, which is the one that I'm using right now in the film because it's stuck, it's fixed into my setup. I don't have to do anything about it, but usually I use my phone. And the most important things around my phone, so my iPhone 11 Pro Max, gets these names really. And I have one other thing on it that I really need is this pop socket, this little thing right here that pops out, because it gives me so much grip with my phone. And then everything that I have fits in a little package that is this big for me to film on a regular basis. There's a few things that you have to keep in mind when it comes to putting your gear together. The first thing that goes wrong often is lights, not having good lighting on yourself. So there's a few lights that you can use. I have one that I use right now. You can see this little outline here. You have a little bit of shadow when I put my hand. It's an aperture, it's this big. It's a very small light that I can bring with me everywhere. It's super strong, so if I need light outside of my house, that's usually what I'm going to bring with me, to always have with me. And then the second thing that is really important is sound. And for that, I have a little external microphone that I bring with me all the time. And I sometimes also use a lavalier mic that is connected to a little receiver. Everything very small, because I'm the pocket videographer. I want to be able to make videos with stuff that fit in my pocket. Now, you might have the greatest gear on planet Earth. That doesn't mean you're going to make great videos.
What?
The things that you're going to have to be focused on are these. One, you want to be able to entertain your audience. You want to be educational. You want to teach them something, or you want to be inspiring to them. Now, if you manage to have the three of them, that's awesome, but you do not need all three. You can just focus on one of them, and that should be already good for your audience, at least a reason for them to watch your stuff. I think that one of the most important things, especially with my background as a choreographer, is that I want to leave people with an emotion, with something that they feel. And learning how to create emotion within a video is something that you can learn. It's not something that is that you get born with. You can learn all the steps to be able to do this. There's so much that can influence that: music, colors, framing, tempo, etc. There's so much, and it's a long list. And I don't want you to be afraid of it. I don't want you to think that it's overwhelming, because it's not. You can learn all of these things at your own tempo. When I teach about this in my course, I try to teach you something even in the very first lesson, and give you some little basics on which you can then build. And then in every single one of these aspects, framing, color, etc., I add a little bit of knowledge in every lesson. So you don't have to learn everything at once. You don't have to take in all the knowledge before you can shoot. No, pick up a few things here and there and try them out. And that should teach you a lot. As you have noticed probably in the tone of my voice, I think the phone is one, especially when you want to start out, is one of the best tools that you can have, and you already have it. It's in your pocket. The good thing about it is that it's so familiar. You know how to use your phone. And remember that ad from Apple from back in the days? There's an app for that.
Snow conditions on the mountain, there's an app for that.
Well, there literally is an app for almost all the issues that you can have. You want to stabilize your footage? There's an app for that. If you want to color grade your footage, there's an app for that. If you want to edit, there's an app for that. There's an app for absolutely everything. So which one should you be using? Well, there's a ton of them. I have literally about 20 of them, but here are my favorite. For filming, instead of using the regular camera, I use an iPhone, but that's the same thing for an Android phone, exactly the same thing. My favorite is ProTake. ProTake works on both platforms, you can download it, and it has two things. One, I have control over my image in a more detailed manner, and it has another thing that is absolutely fantastic in that app. It has a stabilizer within the app that is just mind-blowing in my opinion. So ProTake is one of them. The second one that I use for my edits is KineMaster. KineMaster, a lot of people talk about LumaFusion for iOS and for mobile devices, but KineMaster works both on Android and iOS. But the reason why I like it so much is it has like one feature that I cannot find in another, is it allows me to put keyframes, which are little points in which I can make the sound automatically go down and up. So when I'm recording a video like this one or a vlog and I want to keep talking, I do not want to have to cut my music. I just want the music to be a little lower while I'm talking and put it back up. And that app actually allows me to do it on top of all the other features that it has. It's not difficult to learn how to use it. There's a ton of tutorials online. I also teach about it in my course. It's really, it's more powerful than you would actually imagine. So KineMaster, that's what I edit on. And then the last app that I want to recommend is VSCO. VSCO is the one that I use to make my color corrections when I'm filming on my phone, and especially when I'm editing on my phone. So what I can do in that one, and it's a paid subscription for that app to be able to do this, but it allows me to create my own little presets and really dial in the colors to make it look the way I want it to look. Okay, gear, check. Education, check. Apps, check. Yeah, but you're still not ready. One thing that you're gonna have to do is practice. Repetition. Do it over again. It's gonna make you better, stronger, faster.
Better, stronger, faster.
It's in the repetition that you're gonna become better and also enjoy it more. You're gonna master your skills. And again, that's one of the major things with a phone, is that it allows you to learn on the go. You always have it with you. So you want to film something, you can edit it on your phone whenever you have time. So this is an amazing tool. This is what you need to be using every single day. So as promised, I'm going to talk a little bit about distribution. You want to take your cues from Gary Vee. Creating a major piece of content that you can then slice up in smaller pieces and distribute it to different networks, give you more content coming out of one big piece. If you combine that with automations, with services like If This Then That, you could create something that requires way less work for you to distribute your content to different platforms. It comes back to the beginning again, the preparation. If you think this through just a little bit, and I don't mean like too much in depth, but if you think it through a little bit in the very beginning, you are going to be able to create a system for yourself that doesn't require too much work and that gives you way more outcome at the end. Now, I'm going to give you one more tip to kind of bring all of that together. Just make stuff and release it. Try to put it out there, because one of the big things that held me back in the very beginning is that I wanted things to be perfect. I wanted, like, it was like my ego was getting in the way. I could not stand not being good at something, and I wanted people to look at my stuff and go like, wow. But that's not how it works. Like every artist, I've been a choreographer for over 20 years, and when I look back at the things that I put on stage or on TV, I'm never really happy about it. It's just, you're never really happy. But if I would have waited till I had the perfect routine, I would have never have a career. So yeah, don't wait for perfect. Perfect doesn't come. All right, so I know this is quite a lot to take in. It's a lot of information. If you have more questions about these things, there's the comment section. If you're one of the lucky few that goes into the Q&A, you can still ask me questions in there. We can have a discussion about it. There's so much you can learn, and I'm willing to bring out as many videos as I can actually produce. Right now, I'm planning to do one video every 2 weeks to not overwhelm myself, because I want these Q&As and everything to work properly. Yeah, so if you're not following me, please do so. The thumbs ups, the likes and everything, they really, really help, and I would really, really appreciate it, at least if you like what I'm doing. Otherwise, yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go do the dishes. See you in the next video.